Good day, architectural capstone panels, and good day to architectural capstone advisors and coordinators. I'm Ramos, and I'm here to present my architectural capstone thesis entitled Philippine Institute of Arts and Design, Cultivating Demand and Improvement for the Visual Arts through Interactive and Collaborative Design, located in Barangay Ugong, Pasig City. According to Millennium Development Goals and Education for All framework, education is crucial to a nation's development. The Philippines should change its curriculum and delivery method as it advances technologically. To address underlying conflicts in a linked and multi-ethnic culture like the Philippines, technical integration and system upgrades of education system are not enough. However, the current Philippines education system threatens the continuation of art programs in public schools. Our youth needs the arts for expression, communication, exploration, imagination, and cultural and historical sensitivity. Because our art is undervalued, we miss many opportunities to promote our culture and people. Arts education helps people express emotions, respect diversity, and distinguish between ideals. Through schools' art education, students may grasp social realities and realize their rights and responsibility as an artist. Philippine Institute of Arts and Design, situated in Pasig City, aims to create an educational environment where students may demonstrate their abilities and their potential effect on the social, cultural, and geographical growth of our nation. The proposed idea is an art academic campus that would house self-motivated, gifted individuals with a broad liberal arts foundation that supports the program. Its multidisciplinary approach encourages self-directed learning and independent thinking, broadening perceptual views and enhancing creativity skills. They will also incorporate interactive and collaborative design elements, which help enhance the artistic thinking of the students. It is a system that encourages people to develop creative thinking, address social problems through the visual arts, and develop new ideas by incorporating artistic ideas. It will help to maximize each person's creative and intellectual potential. The arts are underappreciated and often recognized as practical programs. The culture and talents of people have flourished through time in other countries that prioritize and give importance to arts education, such as South Korea, China, Italy, Spain, and many other countries, which is what our country lacks. This study is also composed of these specific problems. Inadequate number of institutions that offers art-related programs in the country, insufficient amount of state universities or institutions that everybody can afford, insufficiency in resources, technology, and suitable spaces for art programs in every institutions, inadequate suitable design space exists in art facilities and buildings, and lastly, challenge in addressing the conflict of technological integration and systematic upgrade of the educational system. Project objectives. The primary goal of the study was to assess the importance of building an educational environment where students can showcase their talents and their possible impact on a country's social, cultural, and geographical development. Promote interactive and collaborative design elements in educational institutions that benefit cognitive and emotional development. Lastly, it also intends to set a standard and suggest guidelines for building institutes or universities with an excellent educational standards in mind, both for the Philippines construction sectors and multinational corporations wishing to construct schools in the Philippines. The following are the objectives of the project that need to accomplish. First, give students many options in choosing college programs majoring in arts and design through building an arts institution. Promote arts, design, and culture to many people. Design and build an excellent institution that is available for every person. Develop art talents and build artistic knowledge through arts institution. Derive happiness, pleasure, and fulfillment by engaging in artistic activities. Have the ability to pursue a lifetime passion for the arts. Assist the education sector in undergoing fast transformation and adopting a multi-pronged educational approach regarding educational facilities. The client of the proposed project is the local government of Pasig City. In terms of the mission and vision of Pasig City, this project will help prioritize the welfare of the Pasigeños, which focuses on good education and promoting art culture within the city and the whole nation. It will also help the city to be competent in producing artists in the whole nation and make it usable for the economic welfare of the city and the country. Furthermore, following the title of Pasig City as the Green City, will incorporate a sustainable approach in our design and open spaces, and use technologies and utility systems to promote environmental awareness and a sustainable approach in developing a structure. Moreover, Pasig City also offers educational scholarship for arts and design students, which is why the city government was the best prospective client for this proposed project. They have an arts and design scholarship, but they do not have an institution for school to cater to and enhance the abilities of these scholars. Lastly, since the Pasig City is in the center of Metro Manila, it is also accessible for other students from other cities, which will benefit the city economic development by engaging in commercial and residential facilities. The site has a total area of 120,781 square meters or 12.07 hectares and is owned by Philippine Integrated Meat Corporation. The shape of the lot is generally irregular and is on a corner lot. It has one minor road on the left of the site, specifically Eagle Avenue, directing to Sandoval Bridge. As such, soil composition is generally characterized by Marikina clay loam, but some parts of the site are already cemented since an existing abandoned structure exists, and generally, the site is relatively flat. According to the latest land use map of Pasig City 2020, the site is within the Planned Unit Development or PUD zone based on the approved Pasig City Ordinance Number 14, Series of 2015. It is classified as a mixed-use development type of zone, which is relatively suitable for the proposed project. The site is in the prime location, one of the central business district of Pasig City. Aside from Ortigas Center, it is surrounded by residential, commercial, and institutional buildings such as the prime subdivision of Valle Verde, Mega World, Arcovia City, The Grove by Rockwell, SM Center Pasig, and Tendesitas Mall. In order to address the flooding in the Marikina River, Pasig LGU decided to build a road easement along the river with excess soil land and trees directed to the river. The road is elevated enough to endure flooding during the rainy season. Aside from that, the street and roads serve as a road that connects barangay in the city. Furthermore, it protects houses along the river during typhoons, since it is a drainage where rainwater goes. In terms of the site, there are houses on the rear side of the site, so like what the Grove by Rockwell made for their project, we'll build an extensive wall like shown in the picture to ensure the security of the school and also to endure the possible rise of Marikina River during the typhoons. The site topography is level to gently undulating, with slopes ranging from 1% to 5%, which is ideal for any development. Since the Pasig is already heavily urbanized, most of its area is the best suited for human settlements, urban developments, and a green space net. The site is composed of a lot of grass and trees since it is abandoned and vacant site. It also shown above the abandoned building an old factory that needs demolished once the project is approved and started. Upon observation, there is no existing overpass or pedestrian lane near the site across the commercial buildings. So, in the proposed project, we will address this issue. The initial schematic design is planned according to the condition and problems stated in the site analysis and microsite analysis. The structure shape and position are still not finalized and can be changed according to the plan. In order to avoid the traffic congestion stated in the site analysis, we give a setback in front of the site to give way for private vehicles and have a drop point for students. A waiting shed also provide to serve as a public transport stop point, also help avoid much traffic congestion. A terminal for school buses and tricycles at the upper corner of the site is also planned, which will be helpful for students, staffs, and educators. Institute buildings are divided into four categories: academic spine and administration offices, recreational buildings, convention centers, and services and amenities buildings. The academic and administration building is where regular classrooms are located, and school offices are also in this area. It occupies most of the structure and spaces since the school will cater massive amounts of students, specifically junior high, senior high school, and college students. Recreational buildings are for students' practical, recreational, and laboratory activities. These buildings include a graphic studio, painting laboratory, sculpture laboratory, indoor gymnasium, indoor swimming pool, indoor courts, and other visual arts room. Convention center somehow where events and competition will happen. It also can be a structure where outstanding artworks of the students are displayed. And this structure will be a heart of the art institute where they will be showcase how arts progress and are essential to our society and economy. Lastly, services and amenities will include guardhouse, canteens, utility building, school supply stores, and a cafeteria. These are the viable building systems that might be beneficial and improve the overall construction of the Philippine Institute of Arts and Design, and is divided into different categories indicated below. Environmental system. First one is rainwater harvesting system. Rainwater harvesting or collection system divert and store rainwater for potable and non-potable needs such as drinking, irrigation, laundry, hygiene, and toilets. These rainwater harvesting systems are already built and managed in different schools in our country, such as schools in Ilocos Norte coordinated by Energy Development Corporation, Cebu Province School supported by Philippine Business for Social Progress, and Metro Manila Public School conducted by the Department of Public Works and Highways. Design consideration for passive cooling, especially natural ventilation, include massing and orientation. In general, clean pole structure will benefit from prevailing winds, cross ventilation, and stack effect to promote natural ventilation. Though most of the part of the school are artificially ventilated or air conditioned, this technique may apply to open areas and spaces and help maximize natural ventilation. Landscape and gardens. Passive solar landscaping elements include hardscape and softscapes. Deciduous plants that lose their leaves in fall provide year-round passive solar gain. Using landscape design concept to choose trees, hedges, and trellis with vines may generate summer shade. Non-deciduous evergreen plants and trees may generate windbreaks at varying height and distances. Second building system is a structural system. First is rigid frame structural system. Portal frames, which consist of beams and columns, are popular in building design since they restrict the architectural plan timing. Rigid frameworks work well in low to mid-rise structure that are not too skinny. Beam-column connection must be stiff for maximum frame motion. Rigid connection maintain angles between parts under strain. The non-deformability of beam-column joints give it strength and rigidity, enabling it to create a moments that are 90 to 95% of the completely fixed state. Rigid frames are rectangular grids of horizontal beams and vertical columns joined in the same plane. The next is steel frame construction. Steel buildings are one of the most inexpensive and environmentally beneficial new construction solutions. The geotechnical firm assumed that the structure was steel frame. The proposed school can be built using steel, concrete, wood, or masonry, but open steel areas will help unite the community. System is utility system. Sewage treatment system. Residential, institutional, commercial, and industrial businesses generate sewage. That includes residential waste fluids from toilets, bathtubs, showers, kitchens, sinks, flowing into the sewers. Often sewage compromises industrial and commercial liquid waste. Separating domestic waste into gray water and black water is becoming increasingly prevalent in the industrial world, with clean gray water used for watering plants or flushing toilets. Next is fire sprinkler system. A water supply system that delivers sufficient pressure and flow rate to a water distribution pipe system, onto which fire sprinklers are attached. Makes a fire sprinkler system an active fire defense mechanism. Next is ventilation and air conditioning. In some areas of the country, when temperature and humidity levels permit, natural ventilation via movable windows may be effective and energy-efficient approach to commercial HVAC system to offer outside air ventilation, cooling, and thermal comfort. Open and closed windows may boost inhabitants' sense of well-being and control over their surroundings. In terms of development controls, our project is belong to Group C, which is Education and Recreation, specifically in Division C1, which is educational institutions such as school, colleges, and universities. In terms of zoning classification, it is belong in GI, which is General Institutional. Structures used primarily for educational, training, and associated activities. Our lot has a total lot area of 120,781 square meters, with allowable maximum building footprints with 60%, which leads to 72,468.60 square meters. In terms of impervious surface area and unpaved surface area, it has a 20% for both category, which leads to 24,156.20 square meters each. In terms of building height, our project has a number of allowable stories or floors above established grade with 3 to 5 floors, which leads to 10 meters to 15 meters. In open space ratio, maximum allowable percentage site of occupancy or PSO is 60%, which is 72,468.60 square meters. And total open space within the lot or TOSL is 40%, which is 48,312.40 square meters. Parking ratio, our project is belong to Division C2, There's public colleges and universities. The maximum required parking lot is one car slot for every 5 classrooms, one RRO passenger loading space that can accommodate 2 huge jeepney or shuttle slots, and one school bus slots for every 200 students.
In terms of target market or user analysis, our users are high school students,
which is generally junior high school, and senior high school students which taking art courses, college students which is tertiary students taking fine arts program, professional professors, instructors, and artists, private companies which supports our schools, and annual tourists which comes when our school has an event. Based on the estimation stated in the table, 1,400 students for junior high school, 1,000 students taking arts and design courses in senior high school students, 4,000 students in tertiary level, which a total of 6,400 students all over the school. Regarding educators such as professional professors, instructors, and artists, since we have a 150 ratio in teacher-students numbers, we have a total of 135 teachers, professors, and instructors in the whole school. The school staffs and management will be based on the needs of the school. However, they assume will be accommodate at least 500 employees all over the school, including all the offices and maintenance stops. And lastly, our convention and event center can accommodate 400 guests or annual tourists that come for an event or other vital activities, with a total of 7,035 users all over the school. In space programming, the computed building footprint is 70,399.22 square meters, which is fit in allowable maximum building footprint, which is 72,468.60 square meters. In terms of building massing, the administrative building and academic building is divided in 5 categories, which is the lobby and reception, lecture rooms, offices for academic building, general offices, and head offices. In recreational building, it is divided in 4 categories, which is lobby, open space, recreational rooms, and building offices. In terms of design concept, the design concept of the Philippine Institute of Arts and Design is inspired by Frank Gehry's crumpled paper design technique. As artists, the initial stage in making masterpiece is conceptualizing and is often done on sketch beds, where the ideas are gathered and translated into the sketches. However, sometimes mistakes are made or it does not reach the expectation and satisfaction, so the paper is crumpled and signed to start over again. The crumpled paper generally signifies to keep going despite failures and mistakes and never give up on reaching your dreams. The crumpled paper technique will be incorporated into the building bristle or facade accent for sun shading. Colorful indoors wall design and classroom design will be incorporated for the artistic visualization of every facility. Indoor murals by students with school consent also encourage the use of student talents and help them express themselves clearly. Collaborative and interactive design elements will be applied through furnitures and technologies that students and staff may use in their leisure time and for academic purposes. Design consideration of the project includes accessibility, acoustic and lighting, aesthetic, circulation, comfortability, durability, energy and water efficiency, safety and security, and lastly, sustainability. Our design philosophy comes from Zaha Hadid, which is I don't think that architecture is only about shelter. It is only about a very simple enclosure. It should be able to excite you, to calm you, and in architectural character, in relation to the project, since it will be used a form concept of crumpled paper in bristle plus facade, in geometric shape, it is well fitted in contemporary architecture. Large windows and large interior open spaces are also incorporated into the design of the structure. Innovative building materials and methods that might lessen the impact of construction on greenhouse gases are also applied. Lastly, as indicated in contemporary design features, significant consideration of exterior design features and correlation to the landscape are also incorporated. Innovation first with collaborative and interactive spaces, which incorporated in interior spaces and outer spaces of our school, elevated walkway for pedestrian, river wall to address the flooding, and next is green roofing. Next is solar panel systems, which has helped in energy efficiency, innovative furnitures, and lastly is school, Egypt, shuttle, and bicycle. Lastly, the project cost analysis. Upon computing the 17-line cost estimate, we have a total of 7,998,934,718.14 pesos, which is a total project development cost. Thank you very much for listening and watching my presentation. May we all have a blessed day.